This tiny, overlooked truth, forgotten by most, holds the key not just to transforming stubborn ailments, but unlocking an ancient wellspring of energy and clarity you never knew existed. Most people ignore this, 99% miss the last part, and for them the consequences are profound, costing them vitality, peace, and perhaps years of their lives. Inner wisdom. We often seek the grand, the complex, the miraculous, believing that profound solutions must arise from profound complexities. We are taught to look outside ourselves, to await the discovery, the new pharmaceutical breakthrough, the latest technological marvel. But what if the deepest truths, the most potent remedies, lie not in the intricate designs of human intellect, but in the simplicity, the foundational patterns of life itself? What if the answers we so desperately seek are not hidden in obscure labs, but quietly rooted in the very earth, whispering a wisdom we've forgotten how to hear? Imagine for a moment a profound dis-ease, one that silently saps your energy, dulls your mind, and steadily degrades the very foundation of your physical vessel. It might manifest as an erratic inner chemistry or a chaotic digestive fire, leading to a perpetual state of unease. For centuries, across cultures, there existed a deep, intuitive understanding of harmony, not a forced balance, but a natural resonance with the rhythms of existence. This understanding points not to a singular magic cure, but to a pathway back to our inherent design. We speak of healing and we instantly conjure images of medication, of intervention. Yet true healing often begins long before a diagnosis, in the cultivation of an inner environment conducive to flourishing. It is not about eliminating a symptom as much as it is about restoring a natural state of equilibrium, where the body, in its intrinsic wisdom, can orchestrate its own intricate processes of repair and renewal. The modern world often distracts us from this innate capacity. We are bombarded by external stimuli, by convenience, by artificial flavors and rushed moments. Our lives become a blur of doing, rarely pausing for the deeper integration of being. This relentless external focus creates an internal imbalance, a disharmony that, over time, manifests in subtle diseases that gradually become overt chronic conditions. The true medicine is not always something you swallow from a bottle. Sometimes it is the deliberate cultivation of a forgotten silence. It is the patience to observe the simple workings of nature, even a single blade of grass or a lone, resilient leaf, and allow its essence to inform your understanding of your own internal landscape. For a genuine transformation, we must begin with attention, turning our awareness inward, observing without judgment the currents within. It is about understanding that the mind, the breath, the diet, the movement, these are not disparate elements, but threads in a single, intricately woven tapestry. When one thread frays, the entire fabric is compromised. The profound challenge we face today is not a lack of information, but an overwhelming abundance of fragmented knowledge disconnected from foundational principles. We chase symptoms with desperate abandon, attempting to silence the body's whispers before they become shouts. But what if those whispers are guides, leading us back to a deeper truth? This leaf is not merely a botanical entity. It is a symbol, an archetype representing the power of nature's humble brilliance, often overlooked precisely because of its ubiquitous presence, its unassuming simplicity. Its strength lies in its intrinsic resonance with life's foundational structures, processes we have alienated ourselves from through a pervasive pursuit of artificial convenience and instant gratification. This path requires a re-education of perception, a shift from seeking external alleviation to cultivating internal resilience. Ancient roots. Think of how we nourish a plant. We don't simply douse it with chemicals to make it grow faster. We understand that healthy soil, proper sunlight, and adequate water are the fundamental elements for robust growth. Our internal garden is no different. We crave vibrancy, boundless energy, and mental clarity, yet we neglect the very soil from which these arise. This ancient wisdom reminds us that just as a sturdy tree requires strong roots deeply embedded in nourishing ground, so too does our inner resilience depend on a connection to foundational principles. For generations, before the advent of advanced medical systems, humanity relied on observation, intuition, and an intimate understanding of the natural world. This was not a primitive understanding, but a profound attunement to cycles, to the inherent properties of various elements, and to the interconnectedness of all life. They didn't merely treat symptoms, they sought to restore balance to the whole system. When we speak of metabolic disharmony, of conditions where the body struggles to process and utilize its fuel efficiently, or of a chaotic inner ecosystem within the digestive tract, we are speaking of systemic imbalances. These are not isolated events but reflections of a deeper misalignment. Modern society often compartmentalizes these issues, isolating one organ, one chemical pathway, believing that a targeted intervention will fix the problem. But the human body is an integrated marvel, a symphony of interdependent systems. A disharmony in one area inevitably resonates throughout the entire structure. The profound shift happens when we stop seeing ourselves as collections of parts to be managed by specialists and instead begin to see ourselves as whole, living systems constantly seeking equilibrium. The simple leaf symbolizes this return to the fundamentals. It represents a potent, natural synergy that has always existed, patiently awaiting our rediscovery. It speaks to a wisdom encoded in nature, a pattern that understands how to bring the body back into its optimal function. This understanding moves beyond the mere ingestion of a substance. It beckons us to look deeper into the interplay of our choices, the food we consume, the air we breathe, the thoughts we entertain, the amount of restorative rest we allow our bodies. Every choice acts as a nutrient, either contributing to vitality or slowly eroding it. This particular wisdom challenges the prevailing paradigm that health is something to be outsourced, a problem to be solved by external authorities or manufactured solutions. Instead, it places the locus of power back within the individual. It requires discipline, yes, but not punitive discipline. Rather, it is the joyful discipline of cultivation, like a gardener tending to a precious garden. We nurture the soil, ensure proper irrigation, and allow natural light to infuse life. In the same way, we nurture our own physical and energetic fields. The current approach to well-being often creates a state of dependency rather than fostering self-reliance. It encourages us to look for the next innovation, the swift eradication of discomfort, without necessarily addressing the underlying patterns that generate the discomfort in the first place. The power of simplicity is often underestimated precisely because it lacks the dramatic fanfare of a groundbreaking scientific discovery. It doesn't promise a miracle. It promises a consistent, unwavering truth rooted in the timeless intelligence of nature. This profound, ancient path guides us away from superficial remedies and towards true internal sovereignty, revealing that true health is not the absence of illness, but the constant cultivation of vibrant balance from within. Shifting focus. Consider the common narratives around well-being today. They often pivot on fear, on identifying deficits, on a relentless pursuit of control over individual symptoms. We become accustomed to a framework where the absence of discomfort is the primary goal, rather than the cultivation of robust vitality. But a life without discomfort is not necessarily a life filled with purpose, energy, or true flourishing. True health is more than a fleeting moment of relief. It is a consistent state of intrinsic balance and inherent resilience. This state allows the system to gracefully navigate the natural fluctuations of life, to heal, adapt, and regenerate with innate intelligence. The profound irony is that in our rush to mitigate immediate pain, we often bypass the very mechanisms that lead to enduring transformation. This is where the wisdom of the simple leaf truly emerges. It shifts the focus from managing breakdown to cultivating breakthrough. It nudges us to consider that many of the persistent modern ailments, such as unstable inner chemistry or pervasive gut dysbiosis, are not isolated occurrences, but direct manifestations of a deeper systemic erosion. This erosion is perpetuated by lifestyle choices, by relentless mental activity, by diets devoid of essential vibrancy, and by an environment increasingly detached from natural rhythms. The prevailing industry often profits from this disconnection, from managing the consequences of imbalance rather than empowering individuals to reclaim their inherent equilibrium. They offer intricate solutions for complex problems, but sometimes the simplest intervention, the most natural pathway, is the most profound. This shift in perspective means moving from asking, "What disease do I have?" to asking, "What state of inner harmony can I cultivate?" It is about moving from external dependency to internal mastery, understanding that the greatest remedies often lie within our capacity for mindful attention and consistent self-respecting practices. When we constantly focus on fighting a condition, we often infuse that condition with our energy, creating an internal battlefield. This mindset, while seemingly proactive, often contributes to the very stress response that perpetuates disease. The true mastery comes from disengaging from the struggle, from embracing a different kind of power, the power of allowing, of nourishing, of returning to foundational balance. It is about understanding that your body is designed for health, and often what prevents that innate health from emerging is interference. A bombardment of toxins, persistent emotional stress, an environment of perpetual hurry, and a profound lack of inner stillness. The wisdom of the leaf calls for a disengagement from the artificial urgency that drives so much of our health culture. It invites us to slow down, to observe, to discern, and to integrate. It teaches us that nature does not rush, yet everything is accomplished. This subtle yet powerful reorientation in how we approach our well-being holds the potential for true and lasting transformation. It asks us to look past the noisy distractions and to listen instead to the subtle, powerful wisdom that emerges from simplicity, from deep presence, and from the quiet cultivation of our most foundational selves. Silent practice. True change, enduring transformation, rarely stems from a single dramatic event. It emerges rather from the silent, often unglamorous practice of daily intentionality. Like a stone gradually worn smooth by persistent drops of water, our inner landscape is reshaped not by sporadic heroic efforts, but by the quiet, unwavering rhythm of consistent application. The power of the simple leaf is not in its potency as a one-time wonder, but in its capacity to symbolize a fundamental realignment that, when engaged with repeatedly, meticulously, brings profound systemic harmony. It represents the quiet strength of unwavering dedication to principles that foster true health from within. This silent practice is not about rigid adherence to an external rulebook. It is about cultivating an acute inner sensitivity. It is about learning to listen to the body's subtle signals, understanding its profound wisdom, and responding with genuine care. For instance, addressing conditions related to erratic inner chemistry or disrupted gut flora isn't merely about adjusting an external intake. It's about re-educating our entire system, refining our habits, and calming the incessant internal chatter that disrupts vital physiological processes. Consider the disciplined monk. Their strength is not built in a single day of arduous training, but in countless hours of silent contemplation, precise movements, and unwavering mental focus. This cultivation creates not just physical prowess, but an internal architecture of stillness, clarity, and immense power. Our well-being demands a similar discipline, a commitment to cultivating an inner state where healing becomes effortless and balance becomes intrinsic. The journey back to holistic vitality is rarely linear, nor is it free from momentary lapses or doubts. This is where the power of practice truly resides. Each time we choose intention over convenience, stillness over distraction, nourishment over superficiality, we are deepening the grooves of beneficial habits. These are the silent, invisible actions that collectively lead to extraordinary shifts in our physical, mental, and energetic state. This daily, quiet work reclaims agency. It tells your system that you are attentive, that you are listening, that you are worthy of your own consistent, unwavering care. The pharmaceutical industry thrives on providing remedies for problems, often after they've manifested dramatically. But the wisdom embedded in the simple leaf urges a proactive, preventative discipline, a daily tuning of your own instrument, preventing disharmony from escalating into profound suffering. It is a philosophy that sees you not as a patient awaiting rescue, but as the active architect of your own thriving. It transforms you from a passive recipient of external treatments into an empowered participant in your own self-mastery. The essence of this approach lies in the consistent return to the fundamentals: pure water, clean air, whole foods, purposeful movement, adequate rest, and most critically, a quiet, focused mind. When these elements are consistently attended to in harmony, the system naturally finds its way back to its designed state of vibrant equilibrium. The transformation then unfolds organically, revealing that the ultimate pharmacy is within, accessed through diligent, silent practice. Resonant frequency. Every cell in your body resonates with a particular frequency. When all these frequencies are in harmony, when the symphony within you plays in perfect synchronicity, you experience optimal health, vibrant energy, and profound clarity. However, when these frequencies become chaotic, disrupted by toxins, stress, processed foods, and relentless mental noise, the discord eventually manifests as symptoms, dis-ease, and chronic suffering. The simple leaf, in its essence, represents a return to this resonant frequency. It is a catalyst, a reminder, or perhaps even a direct biological input that helps to restore the innate harmony that the modern world relentlessly tries to strip away from us. It is not about eliminating an enemy, but about creating an environment where internal balance is re-established, allowing the system to naturally correct imbalances from unstable metabolic functions to a chaotic inner digestive ecosystem. Consider the effect of pure sound. When an instrument is in tune, its notes ring true, beautiful. But if it's out of tune, the sound is discordant, jarring. Our bodies are instruments, and our lifestyle choices are the tuning forks. The relentless pursuit of external quick fixes, the overwhelming bombardment of superficial stimulation, often pulls us further out of tune, compounding the problem rather than resolving it at its root. This wisdom encourages us to be diligent cultivators of our inner environment, to select inputs, whether physical or mental, that elevate our frequency and align us with our innate well-being. It is a fundamental truth that cannot be bypassed. Genuine healing, enduring vitality must emerge from within, nurtured by conscious, intentional choices that honor our inherent design. This deep integration leads to a subtle yet profound shift, not just in how we feel physically, but in how we perceive the world, how we respond to challenges, and how deeply we connect with our own inner peace. It allows us to step away from the endless chase for external remedies and instead settle into the quiet, powerful strength of self-sufficiency. When we consistently align with principles that elevate our energetic resonance, the body responds by recalibrating itself. It learns to burn fuel more efficiently, to digest and absorb nutrients optimally, to regulate hormones effectively, and to detoxify itself without undue strain. This process moves beyond merely surviving to truly thriving, offering a path not just to managing chronic conditions, but to transcending them. The market often promotes dependency, ensuring a steady stream of solutions for the effects of lifestyle choices, but rarely for the shift in the choices themselves. The essence of the leaf transcends this commercial paradigm, revealing that the true power of healing and enduring wellness lies not in expensive prescriptions or intricate medical procedures, but in simple, foundational alignment with universal principles. This realignment restores a lost blueprint of inherent well-being, allowing the body to remember its own capacity for vibrant, energetic health. This is a journey from discord to harmony, from chronic fatigue to boundless energy, simply by embracing nature's silent wisdom. Pure living. Living a life of purity isn't about rigid deprivation or an ascetic denial of pleasure. It's about conscious selection, about making choices that align with your deepest truth, your highest vitality, and the enduring harmony of your entire system. It means choosing clarity over chaos, presence over distraction, and real, wholesome nourishment over superficial imitations. When we speak of confronting stubborn conditions like fluctuating internal chemistries or a restless digestive system, the power of this simple leaf reminds us that these challenges are often the body's eloquent, if uncomfortable, pleas for us to return to a state of natural equilibrium. It is a call for an internal detox, not just of physical impurities, but of mental clutter and emotional baggage that subtly poison our energetic channels. Consider a spring of pure water. When untouched, it flows clear, clean, and life-giving. But if polluted, its essence is corrupted and its ability to nourish diminishes. Our bodies are like this spring. When we consistently infuse them with what is true and pure, both physically and energetically, they naturally tend towards clarity and optimal function. However, when we habitually introduce discord, be it in the form of highly processed sustenance, unrelenting mental stress, or a perpetual state of inner rushing, we inevitably create blockages that impede the flow of vital energy and lead to stagnation and dis-ease. This philosophy of pure living extends beyond diet to encompass every facet of existence. It involves cultivating a mind that observes without excessive judgment, emotions that flow freely and authentically, and a spirit that connects with the larger rhythms of nature and existence. It is about understanding that true prosperity encompasses vibrant health, peaceful contemplation, and meaningful connection. The simple leaf, then, isn't just a physical element, it's a symbol of this very process of distillation, removing the impurities and returning to the essence of what sustains life. It urges us to declutter our physical spaces, to simplify our digital lives, and to create pockets of true stillness within our days. This deliberate return to simplicity is not a reduction, but an amplification of life itself. It enhances our senses, sharpens our mind, and ignites a deeper, more profound connection to the present moment. In a world saturated with noise and complexity, the most radical act is often the embrace of profound simplicity. It allows the body to release the burdens it was never designed to carry and to reconnect with its inherent capacity for renewal and self-regulation. True, pure living becomes an art form, a consistent masterpiece of self-respect. It doesn't promise a miracle cure, but rather a journey of continuous purification and refinement, leading to an unfolding state of effortless well-being. This path fosters a kind of quiet courage, a deep internal knowing that allows us to walk our own journey of vitality with wisdom and peace, rather than simply responding to the clamor of the external world. Inner horizon. The deepest insights rarely come from frantic searching or external validation. They emerge from stillness, from an inner quiet that allows truth to rise, unbidden, to the surface of our awareness. This is the profound gift offered by a consistent engagement with the simple truths that foster well-being. When we embrace this holistic approach, aligning ourselves with nature's profound intelligence, we begin to perceive not just an alleviation of symptoms, but a new inner horizon. This horizon expands our understanding of what's truly possible for our health and vitality. It moves beyond merely managing existing conditions to cultivating a profound, self-generating well-being, where conditions like a volatile metabolism or persistent gut disturbances gracefully recede, replaced by enduring balance. The true wisdom is not about finding the perfect solution for a specific problem. It is about cultivating an inherent resilience that allows you to face any challenge from a place of grounded strength and quiet confidence. This transformative journey is not a sprint, it is a pilgrimage towards self-mastery. It is built not on grand pronouncements, but on humble, persistent steps taken each day. These steps, taken in quiet integrity, slowly but surely reshape your internal landscape, aligning your biology with the natural wisdom it inherently holds. The profound change is internal, reflecting outward, radiating as sustained energy, a peaceful mind, and a truly robust physical presence. This enduring transformation cannot be purchased or prescribed. It can only be cultivated day by slow, deliberate day. The future of true well-being, the lasting answer to so much discomfort and dis-ease, rests not in chasing external remedies for every new ailment that arises. Instead, it lies in a return to foundational principles, in rediscovering the potent simplicity that has been woven into the fabric of life since the beginning. It lies in recognizing that the profound leaf that breaks the paradigm of dependence is, ultimately, the awakened intelligence within each of us. The power resides not outside, but in your consistent choice to listen, to nourish, to breathe, and to honor the exquisite instrument that is your own body and mind. The path is always unfolding, beckoning us to higher states of harmony, peace, and unfettered aliveness. This horizon, this enduring truth invites you not merely to recover from illness, but to discover the vibrant, limitless potential that already resides within you. Which part made you pause? Be honest, did this speak to you too?